Welcome to On Today's Ride. I'm Kieran, and in this episode it's part 2 of my road trip to Laos. And in this episode we're going from Chiang Rai, back that way, over the border, and into Laos, over the other side of the river. Today's ride looks like this. Compared to yesterday, piece of cake. Yesterday, 186 kilometers, 1,500 meters climbing. Today, well, it's about 110 to Chiang Kong. We'll get some lunch there. And then another 20 maybe riding down to the Friendship Bridge, as it's called, where we have to do the crossing. And then the other side riding back up into Hue Sai. So, much easier day. Feel good. I can feel that 186k in my legs, but not badly. Most importantly, my feet feel good. My ass feels good. I'm sure you need to know that, but it's a major component, as it were. And it's cool out, not too cool. Another lovely day, no clouds in the sky. We'll heat up. We can just enjoy the ride. So a lovely fresh crop of rice that's been planted. Once you get out of the cities in Thailand, you're largely in agrarian society, so agricultural society, and they grow everything here. I think it's like one of the reasons why food's so cheap in Thailand is because they grow so much of their own stuff. Rice you can find pretty much everywhere, but then there's sort of regional specialities. This morning we've seen, well, corn, you see a lot of that in the north. I've seen papaya, and I've seen big pineapple plantations. So let's see if we can get some footage of pineapples in the wild. Okay, and here is a pineapple field. Here they are growing. So I'd say that looks pretty big and ripe to me, so I suspect this will be harvested soon. And the good news is, if there's pineapples in the field, there should be pineapples at the side of the road. So hopefully we'll see someone selling some we can stop. Thai pineapples are the juiciest, sweetest pineapples I've ever eaten. A nice traditional Thai wooden house. See a lot of these out in the countryside. Very pretty. Okay, so we're a couple of hours in, about 50k in, 70 odd to go. Not particularly tired or thirsty, but there's a shop here. Stopped here before. No 7-Elevens around here. What we call a mom and pop shop. I think we got that from Americans. Anyway, can of Coke, and a little snack, like a sort of peanut brittle, very nice. And these sort of local snacks are cheap. Okay, so we get this down us, and then we head off following the Mekong River. So quite normal just to find someone motorbiking the wrong way down the highway. Not quite as egregious as Vietnam, but expect the unexpected. Okay, we're into this lovely valley. Mostly corn being grown. This is an old crop that hasn't actually been burnt, which is what they tend to do. Just a slight downhill here, and then we're into the the only real major climb of the day, a few kilometers up. And then there's a good viewpoint at the top. We look down onto the Mekong, and then from there descend down into Chiang Rai for a spot of lunch. Yeah, there's more corn. Everywhere you look around here, it's all corn, corn, corn. And there's the mighty Mekong flowing down, makes the border. So we're looking into Laos here. We've got to do a little bit more climbing, and then we'll get a nice different view of the Mekong from the top. Okay, here's something you see, well, a lot more in Vietnam actually, but crops being dried in the sun just at the side of the road on the steep bit. In Vietnam, they just put them right in the road. You have to ride over them. Lovely corn. Okay, I don't know if you can read that. Nice little mural for the Chiang Rai Ultra Marathon. I didn't know about that. 104 kilometers. Chiang Rai to Chiang Rai. Wow, it's hard enough to cycle it. Okay, there's the top. There's Paradise Road, looking down the Mekong. I mean, the Mekong, I'll have to check this, certainly one of the longest rivers in the road. Certainly one of the most important, must deal with a lot of freight. And I've cycled various bits of it, including the delta down in South Vietnam, where I did a tour during COVID times. So I've seen it in various countries. Great river. Okay, what goes up must now go down. Nice little descent from here, and then we should be in Chiang Rai in 30 minutes or so for lunch. Nice little hairpin descent. Wow. Great views. Come on then. Chasers. Time for my sprint. Okay, we're just coming into Chiang Rai. I'm just taking a slight detour because we can get right down to the river here, which I didn't know about before. Oh, okay, we just have to go back up. Anyway, so Chiang Rai town, this way. That over there is Hue Sai. That's where we're going to stay tonight. However, we've got to go several kilometers downstream on this side, and we've got an international border and a big river in the way. So we've got to go down to the international border, check out of Thailand, check into Laos, and take a bus over the bridge. You're not allowed to cycle over. Bit of a pain, but that's how it is. And then ride all the way back up on the Laos side. And I think we'll be staying pretty much exactly there. Okay, found this sweet little restaurant right in the middle of Chiang Rai. Last time I was here was with Carl, who's a strict vegan, and we were looking for vegan places, I think with no joy. But we didn't see this place. Anyway, it's Pad Thai's speciality. And I don't often eat Pad Thai, so I'm looking forward to it. Okay, here it is, the Pad Thai. Took a while. So it's basically a noodle dish with peanuts everywhere, some sort of meat, a bit of egg, a bit of tofu. Its name, Pad Thai, pad is to fry, so like khao pad gai is fried chicken fried rice. Pad Thai. There is a suggestion that the Thais probably wouldn't call their own dish fried Thai food, so it is possibly a Chinese immigrant dish. Anyway, be that as it may, it's very tasty. Okay, Chiang Rai immigration. Looks like there's a cat guarding it. Okay, how this works is we go in. We exit Thailand, shouldn't be a problem, haven't overstayed. We then pay $40 to enter Laos, or 1,800 baht, and 1,800 baht is a lot more than $40. So the secret is to bring American dollars. However, those dollars have to be pristine, and they will inspect them and they will reject them if they feel they're not pristine enough. So I bought $40, brand new ones, in Chiang Mai, and I made a little cardboard wallet which has hopefully kept them pristine. Anyway, we'll find out in about 5 minutes. Then once we've entered Laos, we have to cross over on the bus. A little bit of cutting trees down. They have to put the bike in the bus, the whole faff, because we're not allowed to ride over. We've got to pay for that. And then we're into Laos, and I'll probably put the camera away. As of now, I suspect that might be prudent. Okay, see you on the other side. Okay, here we go. And she's in. Derailleur. Okay, come up. And we're out. Now, Laos immigration. Got to fill in the form, make sure my money's good. And just like that, we're through. Bit of a faff, filling in forms. They're very careful about how you pay the money. They did let me pay in dollars, which was great. It would have been another, I think she said 1900 in total baht, so it would have been an extra 500 baht, which is extortionate, just to pay in baht. So I'm glad I bought those dollars. Now you just got to remember to drive on the right side of the road. Thailand, of course, is left. A few K into town, 3:30. Find somewhere to sleep. I'll go and check out the hostel in Hue Sai, and we're going to stay here for a couple of days. So just on sides of the road that people drive, in the very sort of Eurocentric view back in Europe, everyone just assumes that most of the world drives on the right, apart from the Brits. But when you come to Asia, you realise that really isn't true. So as far as I know, Thailand left, Laos right, Vietnam right, Singapore left, Malaysia left, Korea I don't know, Cambodia I think right, and Japan left. So it's by no means a majority. It's pretty much equal split left and right, I'd say. Hello. Gotta greet all the kids in Laos. It's just how it goes. It's the price of admission. Okay, so heading into Hue Sai town, Chiang Rai over the water, remember? Now last time I was here I stayed in this little area of town. I think I stayed hello. I think I stayed just here where it says Peter, not because it says Peter. But I think someone I know had stayed there. But I'm going to go a couple of miles further into what's probably the more touristy end, more foreign tourist end, because there's some half decent food up there and a load of hostel hotels. First impressions of Laos? It's kind of like Thailand, but different. Yeah, that's my career as a travel writer over. It's poorer, the roads are worse, it's a bit dirtier, things are falling apart a bit more. People say if you want to see what Thailand was like 30 years ago, come to Laos. Okay, found a place to stay, right on the river. That's the river. It's a bit straight into the sunshine, so I won't take the camera out on the balcony, but this is my room. Same old really, you know. Basic room, bathroom, bed, not too hard, a couple of pillows. So now I've got a couple of seats out here on the balcony, which will be very nice because the sun will set just over the river there, which will be very nice. Okay, get settled in, wash my kit, have a shower, and it's nearly beer o'clock. Okay, that's the last of today's sun, heading behind the hills in Thailand. I'm on my balcony. Beer Laos, okay. One of the best reasons to come to Laos. Not only is it half the price of Thai beer is not that cheap due to taxation, but it's actually very tasty. It's brewed with the finest ingredients. So I'm going to enjoy my beer and then head out, find something to eat. Okay, it's day 3. Technically a rest day. So that means I'm just going to ride up the Mekong. This is like the touristy bit of town, so there's little restaurants, Sabaidi guest house. The Lao language is very similar to Thai, but the sort of basic greetings are slightly different. So instead of Sawadi Kap, Sabaidi, and Kop Chai for thank you instead of Kop Kun Kap. Sun's at our back, so that's good for filming. And we're just going to head straight up the river for 20-25k and then back into town for lunch. All alongside of the road you see the Laotian flag and then the hammer and sickle, because Laos is basically a one-party communist country. And we get hammer and sickle, Laotian flag. It's the only landlocked country in Southeast Asia and one of the poorest. I would say wayside, this little town is possibly more affluent than other places. Now a lot of tourists just go to Luang Prabang, which isn't the capital. Capital is Vientiane, but you might think it was the capital. Old, very lovely old city, colonial French architecture, great tourist infrastructure, and think, oh, Laos is such a wonderful affluent country, but all of the rest of it is far from affluent. Come on, Mum. Cars in the road. Okay, so food in Laos. Well, food in Laos is sort of like, I have to say, bad Thai food. I mean, you can get reasonable food. Again, Luang Prabang, yeah, we ate very well. Here in Wayside, there are definitely options. There's quite a few tourists here. It's a reasonably sized little town, so there's sort of touristy food, which is, you know, a lot of it's just sort of slightly more options of Thai food. Last night I had som tam, papaya salad, very spicy, and then I had some sticky rice. Now, sticky rice is very close to the hearts of the people of Laos. It's basically their national food, and they're the biggest eaters of sticky rice in the world. Sticky rice is a particular type of rice that's cooked in a bamboo steamer. I'll see if we can find some to film. If not, I've got a photo from last year which shows quite nicely. And I'd really fallen in love with sticky rice when I came here. You get it in Thailand as well, but not quite so much. But here it's everywhere, and it's served in little bamboo pots. And every grain is sort of keeps its consistency and sticks to all the other grains, so thus its name, sticky rice. So pretty much everything you eat here will be served with sticky rice. And when I was touring around, sometimes that was the only thing I could find to eat in tiny little villages. So what I thought would be a nice gentle ride up the Mekong River actually seems to be a major thoroughfare for Chinese trucks heading north. Oh well, you live and learn. I'll keep going a few more miles though and see what we see. Okay, nice little tributary of the Mekong. We're still heading north. About another 10k and then we'll turn around and head back. Okay, it seems that little convoy of lorries was indeed just a convoy. Just must have been a group of like 10 or 12 lorries heading for China and driving together, because since then it's been a lot quieter, which is nice, so we can just enjoy riding through these little villages. I have to say they're a little bit more affluent here. When I rode to around the north last year, it was through much more indigenous peoples villages, and they are a lot poorer. I mean, they are literally living in wooden huts, kids scrabbling around in the dirt. I mean, super friendly, super happy, lots of smiles, lots of waving at kids, very little to eat and drink on the way. You know, a couple of little shops selling, maybe get a cold drink, bottle of water, handful of sticky rice. So different from Thailand for sure, and no 7-Elevens, but that's not a bad thing. Okay, here's the Mekong, quite a wide point. Some sort of structure going out. Unfortunately it's locked, otherwise I'd go right out to the end. See some people fishing in the river down there. So yeah, the Mekong, did a little bit of research about it last night. Well, I read the Wikipedia page. It is the 12th largest river in the world, and I think the 3rd or 4th largest in Asia. I assume the Yangtze is the number 1. It starts in Tibet, up on the Tibetan plateau, which I didn't realise, and then flows all the way down through China, where it's called the Chiang River, I think, into Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and then right into the south of Vietnam in what's called the Mekong Delta area of Vietnam, which is very lovely. And I have done a couple of tours down there, motorbike and bicycle during COVID. Fellow cyclist, don't think he's got any gears, poor chap. He was just struggling up that little hill. I'd have given him a push had I got there sooner. Okay, banh mi kia nam is noodles, yellowy noodles, and these little balls, wontons, like dumplings, green vegetables, and a little bit of red pork. A selection of chilies, crushed peanuts, nice sweet broth, very tasty. I think school's out. All the school kids on scooters, not one of them wearing a helmet. Okay, just walking up the steps to Wat Jom Khao Manilath, right here in downtown West Side. It's always a few steps up to the temple, sort of doing your penance, I guess, putting a bit of effort in. But rewards are good, because we look back over the Mekong. See the Golden Buddha on the other side, up on the hill. This is a nice temple, actually. Generally, a lot of the temples I saw when I was touring around, again in the indigenous villages, were much poorer, certainly much poorer than Thai temples, which are crazily opulent. But this one, not bad, kind of pretty. Monk on his cell phone. Modern times. Okay, so that's the end of part 2 of my road trip to Laos, and in part 3 we'll be heading back into Thailand, crossing back over the bridge, and then making our way slowly back home to Chiang Mai through Puchifar Mountain, which we're going to climb, I think, tomorrow. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button, and see you soon on today's ride.